What's going on, guys? Cecil here. Welcome to Fortnite. Today I will show you the new loot lake tips and tricks. So let's get started. First of all, fun fact, the loot lake actually still looks like regular water in the replay mod. Not sure why though, maybe that's a mistake, but yeah, that actually looks like regular water in replay, which is kind of weird. Anyways, as you guys might already know, in the latest update the cube actually exploded and entirely filled the water in loot lake, and that gave the water new abilities, and that gave the gameplay a new experience that we've never experienced before in Fortnite. And that also made loot lake a very interesting place for battle, especially in the late game. You know, in the late circles, when the circles actually end up in loot lake, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very interesting ending, because like there is a lot of weird stuff that you can do and a lot of weird fights that you can have in this place. But anyways, today I will show you the best strategies and the best tips and tricks that you could follow in order for you to fight in loot lake properly and, you know, try to take the most advantage out of it. Before I get started, let me just let you know that I believe that Season 6 is probably gonna be the best season in the entire game of Fortnite and the entire history of Fortnite. And the reason for that is because during this month specifically, which the season will be released, there will be huge competition with other games like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Battlefield. They will be released within this month and they will have Battle Royale. So I'm pretty sure that Fortnite is going to try to step up their game in order for them to be still competitive and people still come to it. And that cube changing loot lake is a perfect example. I believe it won't stop there, and they will add more stuff, more interesting stuff in the future when the season comes out. So yeah, this season is going to be definitely interesting because, like I said, it has huge competition with you know, other Battle Royale games. Did you see that headshot? Anyways, yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting season, and I'm really curious to see what Fortnite is gonna come up with in order for it to compete with these brand new Battle Royale games. It's gonna be really lit. But anyways, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into showing you the best tips and tricks you could follow in order for you to fight in loot lake with the best strategies. So yeah, let's get right to it. As you can see right here, the loot lake is completely purple, and that's because the cube completely melted in it. And as you saw earlier in the replay mod, there literally is no effect in the water whatsoever. It's still regular water, which is kind of weird to me. Why did they not? Where the hell's the umbrella? Why did they not change it in the replay mod as well? They did not. Okay, they just changed it in the regular gameplay, but in the replay mode it's regular water, which is kind of weird. Anyways, let me loot that house real quick and then we'll get right into that tips and tricks. But yeah, I just want to gather, you know, some weapons, some materials, so that I'll be able to make stuff happen. Alright, the first thing you need to know is that no matter how high you build, no matter how high you go, you will never take fall damage. So that's actually really important for you to know, because that will make your strategy even more, you know, important in this part, especially in the late game or something. You can build a high sky basis without worrying about being shot down, or you can build a ramp like this without also worrying. So yeah, you know, not having any fall damage is obviously useful. The second thing you need to know is that this lake can be used to get a ton of points in the 80k. Now you guys know that there are a lot of weekly challenges that actually require you to get as many points as possible with the 80k. So actually with that loot lake you can get countless and countless of, oh god damn it, that stupid tree. Fine, let's do it one more time. So like I was saying, there are a lot of weekly challenges that require you to get a lot of points in 80k. Oh god, are you kidding me right now? Alright, this time I might actually make it. This time I might actually make it. God, there we go. Oh no, are you? One more time. There we go. This time I'm going. You just need to stick the landing and you'll be good to go. You know, I mean, you know, the 80k points kind of things are going to be useful for the weekly challenges, but you have to hope that there is no way I'm gonna make it. There is no way I'm gonna make it. There is a billion things in here, literally. Alright, one last time and then I'm done. Like, one last time and then I'm done. Like, for real. Okay, let's try. Let's try. There we go. There we go. Exactly. Exactly. Come on. Come on. Just get this over. Come on. Come on. Just get it. Just land. Don't go to the tree. Why do you go to the tree? Why? The tree is so thin, man. Go somewhere else. I don't care if I keep doing this the whole entire video. I don't care. I don't care. The entire video is going to be how to get fucking points with the 80k. Of course you're gonna go to the mountain, right? Of course you gotta go to the mountain. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, no, don't go to the tree. Don't go to the tree. I'm dead serious about. Don't go to the. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I made. There we go. There we go. So yeah, that's the second thing you can do. You can get as many points as possible with a freaking 80k. Holy shit, guys. Look at this freaking lovely treasure of a bunch of bouncers. That's amazing. That's amazing. A bunch of bouncers all over the place. That's a treasure right there. That's a freaking treasure. This is the Spiky Stadium, by the way. It's used to build a huge stadium in the playground mode so that you can do creative, you know, I don't know, races and stuff. It's kind of cool. Anyways, the third thing you can do with that loot lake is that you can use the bouncers to actually move faster in the loot lake. lake. Now the loot lake, actually you can move faster in it no matter what, but you can actually use the bouncers and the super bouncers to actually give you a little bit of a boost. And to be fair, like, this is actually really good in teleportation, or moving from one place to another on the map. Like, for an example, if you look right here, I literally am going to go into this house within seconds. Like, before that, remember how long it takes for you to walk through the water until you reach a specific house, or to reach land or whatever. But now with the loot lake and the bouncers, you can literally, why am I destroying that? What am I doing? Now literally with the bouncers and the loot lake, you can literally go into anywhere around the loot lake and move easier in the map. Let's try it one more time, but this time with the shockwave grenade. Now the shockwave grenade obviously will give you a better boost. Now you will end up with the same speed that you will get with the bouncer, but it will give you a bit of a boost. And yeah, generally speaking, the shockwave grenade and the bouncer, both of them will give you a really good boost in the loot lake, and you will move way faster. Like, without the bouncer, the loot lake is going to be way slower. As you can see, it will take some time for you to actually be able to make it into the full speed of the loot lake, which is kind of annoying. But with the shockwave grenade, you will actually get that boost immediately. So yeah, the boost, or the final boost of the loot lake, will be gotten immediately if you use a shockwave grenade or the bouncer. So I recommend you using those if you want to move faster in the loot lake. There is something else that people might be missing, is that a small part of the river actually have the bouncer effect of the loot lake, but only a small part of the river. Like, if we go a little bit to the left and go to the river, there is no effect of that bouncer. But if you go a little bit next to the loot lake, you will find the river has a bouncer. So I would say until this point right there is actually the bouncer will keep moving, and that actually can be used to surprise enemies that you are fighting near this place. They will not expect you to bounce through that, so you might surprise them with that and headshot them or whatever. Now, it's not just the impulse grenade and the shockwave grenade that you can use to boost yourself through the loot lake. You can also use a bouncer. So a bouncer is also really useful for you to boost yourself through the loot lake real quick, and actually you can also use it to go to the maximum speed pretty quickly without having to take some time to reach it by jumping in it regularly. So yeah, like, until now we have gotten 3 different methods you can do to boost yourself in the loot lake: the impulse grenade, the shockwave grenade, and the bouncers. Let's do it one more time. So as you can see, you will reach the maximum speed in the loot lake within seconds. So yeah, this also can be very useful. In my opinion, I think that right now Fortnite has a lot of different amazing methods that you can use to move faster in the map, like by using the rifts, by using the bouncers and this loot lake thing, by using the cars. Like, they actually really focus on gather away that boredom of running the long runs that you have to do in regular battle royales, which I think is really interesting, because in battle royale specifically, the most boring thing ever, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree, especially those ones who played PUBG before, the most boring things in battle royale is the long runs you have to make into the zone. Saying that these runs are horrible. But it seems that Fortnite is trying as much as possible to fix these runs and make them much simpler and much faster and easier. There is something else that you need to know, is that when you throw explosives in the loot lake, they will actually keep bouncing in it, which is actually pretty interesting. Now, this also can be used for a lot of strategic thinking. Like, seriously, the freaking explosives will just keep bouncing. This will also happen with the RPG and with the rocket launcher and pretty much any type of explosive. In my opinion, the most effective kind of explosives which you can take advantage of this bouncing thing effectively is the remote explosives. You can simply throw them and control when exactly to boost them. So you can actually throw them at your enemies and control entirely when you want to boost them, which is actually really good. So yeah, in my opinion, I think remote explosives are deadly by using this bouncing thing. Maybe also the grenade launcher. Maybe the grenade launcher is also kind of deadly while using that thing, but I wouldn't say it's deadly much, because for the grenade launcher to work, you will have to have your enemies on the ground, on a base or something, for it to kill them immediately. But since they will be bouncing, since they are here above the lake, then I don't think the grenade launcher will be as effective as the remote explosive. The remote explosives are the kind of weapon to go to with this bouncing thing. One last thing I want to talk about in this video is how to stop bouncing above loot lake. Now, obviously, bouncing in loot lake can put you at a little bit of a disadvantage during fights, because they can simply keep trying to shoot you and get a shot shot or two at you while you are mid-air. So yeah, it's gonna put you at a little bit of disadvantage, and you might wanna stop bouncing when you want. So in order for you to stop bouncing whenever you want in Loot Lake, here's what you wanna do. You need to quickly press the wall and then the floor. So let me just show you. Here you go, the wall and the floor, and you will stop immediately. Now this is actually very time consuming, and you need to press the wall and the floor really fast, and I will suggest you to actually push down and keep pushing down the mouse button while doing it. Let me show you one more time. So you need to quickly press the wall and the floor immediately. That's actually gonna make you stop bouncing. Now like I said, this is very time consuming, and you need to quickly press the floor button after the wall button. What I would suggest you to do is to hold down the mouse button and just focus on clicking the floor button immediately after the wall button. Anyways, that's all about all the strategies that you could follow in order for you to fight better in Loot Lake and take advantage of it. Do you guys think that's the end of the cube mystery? Do you guys think that's it, that it's just gonna melt in the Loot Lake and that's it? I personally don't think so. I think there is more into it. There is no way that cube that was a mystery for the entire 3 previous weeks or maybe a month or whatever is going to end just by simply it melting in Loot Lake and that's it. What I think is going to happen is that this house is going to be replaced by a volcano, and the entire Loot Lake is going to be replaced by lava. The lava is going to end in the, ending or the beginning of this river right there. The rest of the river might be lava or might be regular water or might be obsidian, which is the mix of the lava and water. We're not sure. But anyways, I refuse to believe that this is the end of the cube mystery. I refuse to believe that it only had to end in the Loot Lake and that would be that, like literally. But anyways, yeah, these are all the tips and tricks that I have for you guys in order for you to fight properly in Loot Lake with its new addition. And yeah, that's all. That's what I see, guys. Later. Bye.